I have you over here, so I must ask you this question. It's on the Russia-Ukraine war. We have the fourth-year anniversary is done.
By the way, a good example of an issue where the United States and India have not seen 100% eye to eye, and it's been an area of tension, and we have maintained the relationship in spite of it.
There was an allegation by Professor Jeffrey Sachs. Everyone follows him very closely over here on foreign policy, and this is regarding your colleague, Mr. Jake Sullivan. If I can just quote, he said, I had an hour-long call with NSA Jake Sullivan in the White House, begging Jake, avoid the war. You can avoid the war. All the US has to do is say NATO will not enlarge to Ukraine. And he said to me, oh, NATO is not going to enlarge to Ukraine. Don't worry about it. I said, Jake, say it publicly. No, we can't say it publicly. I said, Jake, you're going to have a war over something that isn't even going to happen. This sort of sums up the entire the debate in the war. How true is this allegation by Jeffrey Sachs?
So I can't speak to the phone call. Whether Jake talked to Jeffrey Sachs, I don't know. But let's just stipulate that maybe there was a phone call. What Jeffrey Sachs is alleging there is completely false. I think it is false, analytically false, based on the evidence, to reduce Russia's motivation for attacking Ukraine to simply this question of will Ukraine be in NATO or will Ukraine not be in NATO. I think there are deep historical reasons why President Putin wanted to do this. I think there are reasons related more broadly to European security why President Putin wanted to do this. I think there was paranoia on the part of President Putin, maybe even fueled by his isolation during COVID. I don't think you can discount any of these factors. I think there were many factors that went into it. And to reduce the decision to go to war to just this binary question, will Ukraine be in or out of NATO, I think is just fundamentally misunderstands the situation. And by the way, totally lets Russia off the hook. Russia chose to invade a sovereign country, a member of the United Nations, that was posing no threat to Russia. And for someone like Jeffrey Sachs to focus on Jake, who is doing everything possible to try to prevent this and then to help Ukraine defend itself, I think the question should go to him.
4 years on, where do you see this war going? Is it ending?
I would like to sit here and say I had a lot more optimism than I do that negotiations are, moving forward and likely to bring an end to the war. By the way, I give the Trump administration credit for working to end the war. I think that is the right policy, and I think if Kamala Harris had won in 2024, a Democratic administration would also be trying to end the war. The big mistake I think they are making is that in order to end the war, you need to put pressure on the country that is the holdout, that is the one that doesn't seem to want to end the war, and that is Russia. Russia will have to make more concessions in order for the end to the war to be durable and just, given what Russia has done to Ukraine. Instead, the administration has the opposite approach. They want to put all the pressure on Ukraine to continue making concession after concession to Russia, and then they believed that Russia would, of course, accept a deal under those circumstances. But it has not worked out that way. Every time Ukraine says yes, Russia says no, and until this administration realizes that it needs more pressure on Russia to get a deal, we're not going to have one.